it's Ed here with Dundee Piano, and today we're going to have a look at grade 4 listening and singing, or the oral test part of the exam. So I'm going to be using this book as a guideline, the grade 4 and 5. I'm just looking at grade 4 this time. It only has 3 sections in it, A, B and C. Okay, so the first section is to sing or play a melody from memory. It's like recall I was talking about in the other grades. You hear a tune and then you just immediately repeat it, okay? And you get the choice of playing it on an instrument or singing it. Since I'm playing it to let you hear it, I'll sing it as an echo, but yeah, you could use your instrument if you want. So it's going to be fairly simple phrases. Here's one, and you get it twice as well, so that'll be even better. So here's that one here. So as you listen, try and hear where the tune goes. What's the profile? La la la, it's stepping down at first, and then it does another phrase, and then it has a big jump at the end. La la, so that's a bigger gap there, yeah? So you're kind of trying to profile it, I would guess. Which way does it go? And you get a second time. So just double check the profile, listen for any rhythms that change. And that one you've got long, short, short, long, short, short, long, 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 yeah, if you want to do it like that. So then you'd be singing it or playing it back. La 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 la. Yeah? And the best tip is to do it as soon as you can, because it'll be fresh in your memory, yeah? Don't pause and wait, just go for it. Right, here's another one. We'll play it, we'll think of what's in the tune, and then we'll get it. Okay, a bit slower. There's a big jump at the start. And it kind of returns on itself, the tune, so the pitch is going up and down in mainly steps, but a couple of jumps in there. Here it is again. And as I say, sing or play it right away. La 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 la. It helps me to move my hands, as you can see, just to see where the tune's going. A picture has a kind of up and down type of profile. So that's the first part really, and the more practice you can get at this, the better. Listen to a tune, sing it back. And usually they're just a few bars long. Yeah, they're pretty short tunes. And you'll have steps in them, a second, a skip of a third, you'll have a jump of a fourth, and you might have some fifths as well, so that's a big leap of a fifth. I don't think you have anything more than that, no. So that's the other thing you can practice. Pick a note and then get the interval above. La, and then the third, la, yeah, and then the fourth, la, la, get the fifth, yeah. So you can practice singing second, third, fourth and fifth in any key that suits your voice really, yeah. You can try the minor if you want. But I think it's, yeah, it could be major or minor, so yeah, practice minors as well. Right, so that sums up grade 4 section A. What have we got for B? Singing notes from a score. So, we have a written paper here with some notes on them. And it seems to be just 5 notes. And the first and last are both the same. So there you go, 2 of them are the same. And they are both the key note. So they're pretty much always standing on your key note. So if we're in C major, C is going to be the first and last note, right? And your challenge is to find the other 3 in the middle. Now they might be a second, like we were just saying in the last part, there might be a second, a third, a fourth. I don't see any fifths here, so they might not even be that far away. Second, thirds and fourths. So that's what you're thinking of, the profile again of the notes on the page this time. You get treble or bass. Anyway, I'm going to pick the middle C one. La, so you kind of get your C, and then you're going to be skipping up la. There you go. So you're not on to la la, you're la la la, a major third, la, step down, la. Now this one goes below middle C, la. So you're going below it to the B, to back to the C again. So look out for that. Sometimes it seems to be going above, then below. Sometimes it goes below, then above. So you're looking out for where you are relative to the root note. La. I'll probably do that a bit slower than that. La, 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 la. Again, I'm using my hands, I can't help it. I'm just working out where the pitch is relative to each other. Now, as you look to different examples, just train your eyes to see the seconds, thirds and fourths and see how far apart those notes are. It may help you to think of the scale, it may not. I don't know, it depends how well you know the scale, but like it's kind of in that range, a few above and a few below. So you could practice doing that, that may help your ears. La, so that's the C plus 2 above and 2 below. Yeah, so 2 above and 2 below would cover most of the examples of this grade. And try that in all different keys, C, F, G, and you're really just improving your skills at how you can pitch those notes. How far away are they from the root note? Okay, so there we go, that's section B. Now, final one, grade 4 section C. It's a bit more involved than it has been in previous grades. You get a piece of music to listen to, and then you have questions about the character and about maybe the dynamics or the tempo, the tonality, all these things. So look back grade 1, 2 and 3 because we cover all of those parts in each of those grades. Because it kind of builds up as you go through the grades, as you'd imagine. You get more and more to think about. Listen out for changes in volume, in articulation, in tempo. Okay, have a go. So it's a bit of a challenge, but anyway, you have the loud part at the start. Did you hear the softer bit in there towards the end? And then so piano, it got quieter. It also got a little bit smoother as well at some parts. No change in tempo, so that's fine. That's another thing on the list. The other thing that we'll be asking about is what gives a piece its character. So what can you hear in there? It has chords in the left hand, it has melodies in the right, which are quite often scale based, and at some parts of the tune it swaps over, so the melody goes to the left and the right plays the chords. Staccato, there's a lot of staccato, so there's a lot of short detached notes in there, accompanied in between by smooth scale phrases, so you could use that in your description, I suppose. There's none of this in it, there's no discords really, there's not any pedal. So often I say to people, think what is it not, and that'll help you picture what it actually is. Because sometimes it's a bit too obvious. Oh, it's a major key, it's bright, it's bouncy, it's kind of chord based with scales. But think what is it not? And the other part is the clapping. Yeah, so it's a recall thing. You try to recall that melody and clap it right back. Can you tell if it's 2, 3 or 4? 4, yeah. Oh no, it's 2. I've just played it and I didn't recognise that. Shows you how tricky that is to find the difference between 2 and 4. It probably should have been a bit quicker, to be honest. Yeah, it should be like that. So 1 and 2. I was saying in the earlier grades, if you can walk or march to it, that's probably a 2. So yeah, now I think about it, you could march to it. Now let's find another example just to finish off with. Something quite different. So listen for all those things: tempo, articulation, and character. Hopefully got the hang of that. Right, what's different about it? What changes? How is it played? Yeah. You hear the semitone steps in there? That's pushing it slightly more modern than the last example. That's what I'm thinking immediately. What's the time signature? It's more of a dance, this one. You could say it's a waltz, yeah? It's got a 3-beat to it. And the left hand's not doing a traditional kind of, it's a bit of a more disjointed, yeah, more disjointed. Some of the notes are smooth, legato, some of them are a little bit detached, staccato, so you've got a mixture of the two. We had a change of volume, hopefully you could hear that build up, so you'd be listening out for that. Towards the end it started to build up, and then it came back down again after that. Tempo wise, just happens to be one that doesn't have a tempo change. Yeah. Often at the end they'll rit, they'll change down, they'll slow down, so listen out for that. But in this case, no tempo change. Now the character, what are you listening for? What kind of character is it? You've got your jaunty kind of rhythms and melodies. And I suppose I was going to say accidentals, but you wouldn't know that by listening. But quite a lot of chromatic steps in it, you might use that. Quite a sparse accompaniment, you know. The left hand wasn't doing much. Like I said, it wasn't doing the full chords and all that, so it's a more modern approach to the accompaniment, yeah. Jazzy rhythms, triple meter, catchy tune, happy and jaunty. Well, they've used jaunty as well, yeah, that's the thing that came to mind. So, take your pick from those things. Yeah? But in summary, really, listen closely. As with any of these tests, they're really just checking how well you're listening to the music, how well you're taking it on board and noticing things. How it's played, how it changes, and the sound it's made, and maybe what style it's from. Although you don't need it at this grade, but it's useful to know that as you go forward. And for the singing, really just practicing those intervals. So getting familiar with and able to spot them on paper or by ear. All those kind of intervals, yeah. We're going to round up there, but thanks for watching the grade 4 level 1. We'll have all the other different grades as I get time to do them. And I shall see you next time. Okay, bye for now.